Now we move now to the next session, and I'd like to hand over the floor to Gonzalo Alcaraz. He's a Senior Manager Membership and Innovation here at the International Road Federation. And Gonzalo will be leading the session about the IRF Startup Label Finalists. Gonzalo, you have the floor.
Thanks, Susanna, for the introduction. So now we move to the pitching session of the IRF Startup Label Finalist. As you may know, we have launched this initiative this year with the aim to connect the world of IRF with the world of startups and provide mentorship and networking opportunities. This initiative is very well linked to the theme of today of innovation. Startups for us are a great example when we talk about bringing novelty and value to our sector, which is what innovation is really about. Yesterday, we had the chance to hear from the winner of this year, Asimov, and today we will hear from the rest of the finalists as you see on the screen. Without further ado, let's now start with the first company, which is Oris. We will hear from Nicolas Miravalls, which is the CEO of the company. So Nicolas, now the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nicolas Miravalls. I'm the CEO of Oris. I'm happy to drive you this 4-minute presentation. Oris stands for Sourcing Intelligence for Road Optimization. This is a material digital platform to make road investment more efficient and enter into smarter construction. 25% of the materials consumption is going into roads, so we should really consider it in a very professional way to make the best use of these resources, knowing that this material impacts 60% of the cost of a road project and 85% of its carbon emission. Because of the lack of material knowledge and a very low digitization of the sector, we are suffering overcost and overschedule, low control of life cycle, poor resilience, and a series of missed opportunities. So the overall efficiency of the sector is affected. Oris bring a digital solution to road decision makers to make the best use of local materials for responsible consumption, resilience, and sustainable roads. So instead of long talks, we prepared a case study for you. And here you can see 5 different designs for the same project. All mechanical performance strictly fulfilling the same specification. And the solutions are all embedded into the Oris system. You can deep dive, you can, sorry, can you see my screen properly? Yes. Yes, you can deep dive into the system. You can understand, you can analyze. You have a series of KPIs regarding the cost, the carbon emission, the life cycle behavior of your project, and the natural resources consumption of those pavement performance. This is leading you to another dashboard with the key indicators to make the right decisions, comparing together on the same page, again, cost, carbon, durability, and natural resources. And depending on your project orientation, you may have different choices in front of you to make the right decision. This is a summary page for our project again. You see here that our project can cut the 6% on carbon and with a pretty similar structure, and reduce the budget on the pavement on the same at the same time with 3%. So no project can be similar because of the uniqueness of each, but this is just showing that cost and carbon are not necessarily conflicting with each other. They might be on the same side, and it's just a matter of finding the right structure. This is really intimately linked to the geolocation of your project and the resources around them. Generally speaking, we observe that this approach can reduce cost by 15% on the pavement and can have impact of 50% on the carbon. The maintenance can be done by 70%, and in some cases you get 80% natural resources conservation. Again, all depending on a project by project approach. So now let's assume we would have Oris used systematically on all road projects, road only, across the G20 perimeter, for example. This would have a huge impact with $50 billion on budget saving, 3% of the world global material consumption saved, and 30 million tons of carbon could be avoided, just supporting the right technical decision. Time to conclude now. Oris improved public spending budgets, and it's also a way to connect the digital twins and BIM to our sectors to ensure interoperability. Oris is an efficient tool for carbon footprint control, and finally, it's a fantastic means to enable circular economy in real context. Sticking to my 4 minutes, I'm happy to take questions on a longer session later, and wish you a good day all.
Thank you, Nicolas. Yes, great on the timings. Thanks for that. Now let's move forward with the second speaker of the session. We have Sophie Foucque. She's the CEO of Michelin AI. Sophie, now the floor is yours.
So today, when you think about safety, I mean, it's like if 7 planes will crash, and I'm not projecting an upcoming catastrophe saying that. It's really the impact of road accidents in the world every day. In a year, indeed, 1.3 million lives are lost. So I'm Sophie Foucque. I'm the CEO of Michelin DDI. DDI stands for Driving Data to Intelligence. It's a startup of Michelin Group. And with my team, we believe more than ever that it's time for technology and data to serve drivers and improve their safety, as you have discussed since yesterday morning. So we are committed to save lives by developing solutions and insight to make roads safer. On the next slide, you will see that to do so, we leverage unique data combinations made of Michelin Group assets and partnerships, and that with more than 1.5 billion analyzed kilometers in Europe and the biggest connected fleet in the US with 25 million vehicles, we developed an unmatched know-how in transforming granular data and applying advanced contextualization processes to analyze precisely driving behaviors. So with this expertise, we deliver valuable insights for road managers and infrastructure experts to unlock the potential of data in their operation. Indeed, today, road managers have very limited information sources to identify issues on the network. They rely on crash data, but it's a bit too late, or they rely on complex and costly field installation or technology that can be often only deployed on a very limited area or very sporadically. So in that context, road manager can only react most of the time. And remember, 1.3 million lives lost every year. So with our Safer Roads suite of services, this is what we want to change by bringing new data-driven opportunities for proactive actions. You will see in the slide after that in most of the case, if you look at the slide just after, in most of the case, and that's what you see on the short video, drivers tend to forget risky situations when there is no accident. But our data doesn't. We capture and transform them into powerful insights. Our models make it possible to identify near misses, risky areas concentrating atypical or abnormal driving behaviors. So at the end of the day, with our Safer Road suites, we provide actionable insight that you see on the map to take a step closer to a Vision Zero ambition. And it's a solution that helps to identify and localize risky areas because you benefit from the accuracy of the data continuously, then to prioritize investment through risk severity assessment, It's a question of efficiency. You get an indicator to decide where to focus your action and maximize efficiency of your operation. And last but not least, to measure and monitor the impact of your action as road manager, because you can quickly assess the safety improvement through before and after analysis, as our 25 million vehicles in the US are driving continuously. So in a world where resources are very limited, we want to help road managers to focus their effort where and when it matters the most for our safety and the mobility of the full community. How it works, if you want to access it, based on your needs, on customer needs and context, our insights are available either through the service catalog and as an API product, either integrated in GIS solution within S3, for example, or through data marketplaces. So please, if you are a road manager or an infrastructure expert or an organization, contact us in the contact you will see in the slide just after, in order to look with us for what we can do to optimize your operation, maximize your action, and become more efficient in your mission to ensure road safety, as it's a human right for everyone. Thank you all for your listening, and I'm available for all your questions.
Thank you, Sophie, for the presentation. Very, very interesting. Now, for the sake of time, let's move forward to the next speaker from Greece. We have Evangelos Mitsakis. He is the CEO of Deeptraffic. Evangelos, please take the floor.
Thank you, Gonzalo. I hope you can see my screen.
Your camera.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Gonzalo, for the invitation, and thanks, of course, to IRF for hosting us today. My name is Evangelos Mitsakis, and I'm the CEO of Deeptraffic, a spin-off company of Surf Heat in Thessaloniki, Greece. Deeptraffic is co-founded by 8 experts in the intelligent transportation systems domain. We all work together for several years at the Hellenic Institute of Transport, and we have expertise that covers both the technical as well as the business perspectives in our domain. The underlying problem that we aim to solve is quite easy to understand, I think, for everybody. It's called traffic congestion. And we believe there is an opportunity in the domain of traffic management, which is as follows. Currently, traffic management centers operate with human operators, and the procedures are human intensive. They require a lot of expertise, and also they're to a significant extent manual. Also, there are requirements for significant investments in terms of roadside equipment, while there is also insufficient use of the data that is being collected by all the measuring technologies and the ITS that is installed. In parallel, there is this whole connectivity and automation wave that is prevailing in terms, the connected and automated vehicles, and there will be more and more of those types of vehicles on the roads in the next years. So based on that, the value proposition of Deeptraffic is the future-proof dynamic traffic management service. And we see our value in 4 aspects. First of all, we add operational automation and intelligence to existing traffic management systems. Second, we exploit connectivity and automation for operational traffic management purposes. We support the traffic management as a service paradigm, and we exploit a lot multi-source data and data coming from connected vehicles. Our product is Deeptraffic 101. which can be adapted to the needs of different customers. For example, there are different needs between highways or urban traffic management centers. And it is comprised of 4 main components: a scenario manager, which does the actual traffic management part, a dashboard, which visualizes key performance indicators for the operators, a geo-messaging platform, which is practically a technology that broadcasts CATS messages according to the ETSI standards. And we also have a mobile application that provides to the driver all the necessary warnings, information, advices, and so on, according to the underlying traffic management scenarios that are activated. Our product so far, the stage of the development of our product so far is going quite well. We are at TRL 8, so practically we have a fully commercializable and ready from a technology perspective product, which is also compliant to most well-known standards in our domain. We have completed, and there are already ongoing pilots in Greece. We have actual deployment, commercial contracts in 2 cities in Greece. We are in contact with prioritized cities in EU and outside the EU for deployment of our technology. And as a startup, we also follow a lot several supporting activities like acceleration programs and so on. Our go-to-market strategy is as follows. First, of course, we target to the Greek market because it's the easiest for us to do, but then we also have a plan to prioritize European countries. This will happen through distribution channels and commercial partnerships. And as I said also before, we already have won commercial public sector bids in Greece, and we participate in other countries as well. Our product can be provided as a regular software license or software as a service, or traffic management as a service. And of course, we provide any supporting activities that might be needed by our customers. Concerning our 5-year projection plan, our objective is to have over 60 customers in total in the next 5 years, with an average annual growth rate of more than 300%. We also target sales at around 6 million euros by the end of the 5th year, and an EBITDA of over 25% from year 4 onwards. And that would be all from my side, Gonzalo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Evangelos. Now we move to Canada. For the next speaker, we have Karim Ali. He is the CEO of Envision AI. So Karim, please enlighten us with what you do.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Apologize a little bit, it's a bit early over here. Starting my video. Do people see my screen?
Yes, if you can put it in full screen, that would be great. Thanks.
Okay. Here we are. So thank you again, everyone. So my name is Karim Ali, and I'm the founder and CEO of Envision AI. Our main mission is really to make roads and intersections safer and greener using artificial intelligence. So let me tell you a little bit more about how we do that. So today, as you know, there's lots of cameras being deployed essentially everywhere. They're being deployed on board vehicles, looking out. They're being deployed at the side of the roads or even at intersections. And beyond just cameras, we're also looking at radar and LiDAR coming today. And there's a big need to extract actionable insights out of all of this data. The big problem that we're seeing is when you look at conventional artificial intelligence and deep learning, which I'm sure you've heard about, it doesn't scale very well, and it doesn't apply so great to many problems. So one of the big reasons it doesn't scale so well is that AI and deep learning requires a lot of computational power. So this means typically that you would have to, if you want to make sense out of images and out of radar or LiDAR data, you'd have to take the data that's being generated on the side of the road and ship it all the way to the cloud. So that's a very costly proposition. And of course, in many jurisdictions like Europe, for example, with GDPR, there are significant privacy concerns around shipping data from the roadside, from the field to the cloud. Your other option is to deploy locally. So on premise, that would result in significant costs because you'd have to purchase some costly local processing in order to achieve that. Another issue we see with conventional AI is that the type of insight that is extracted, which is typically related to pixels and images, has very limited usability and requires many customizations from use case to use case. And I'll show you a little bit what I mean with that in a second. We have some demo videos. So what Envision is building is really a distributed AI platform. So all the processing for us runs on the field directly. It runs on low power processors, so it's very scalable. So that's the first point. More importantly, we also have collaborative sensing. So if you imagine an intersection, for example, where you would deploy 4 cameras, our 4 cameras would work together to present a cohesive view of what's going on. Or if you have a large stretch of highway and multiple cameras, we would be able to again present a cohesive view. And the third really key innovation that our platform has is the ability to extract spatial data out of cameras and radar and LiDAR, meaning that we don't just detect things, we actually measure their geolocations very precisely in all kinds of terrains. We measure speeds, we measure sizes, and all of that basically leads to a very powerful platform with quite a bit of applications across different areas, which we are applying to build full stack applications, very much focus on intelligent infrastructure and transportation. So let me just show you a little bit more what we're talking about here. So one area we're focused on is actually on rail autonomy and forward collision warning. To warn a potential train operator of a potential obstacle. So here we have our product is essentially detecting vehicles, detecting people, tracking them, projecting their path into the future, understanding where the railway vehicle is moving, how it's moving, and essentially if a collision is detected, an alert is given. We have a collaboration there with Thales, and we have a deployment with Metrolinx here in Canada, which is the second largest railway operator in North America. This is being expanded to multiple units this year. Another area we're very active in is intersection monitoring. Now we're showing a level crossing and monitoring here, but we actually also have deployments actually upcoming in Greece, where we have highway intersections that we're monitoring, and we can also do city, normal city, road to road intersection. What we're showing here is from a single camera, the type of information that we extract, geolocation, so detection of vehicles, geolocation, we're extracting their GPS coordinates. We know exactly how big they are, how fast they're moving, and this allows us to very quickly be able to do things like figure out, well, is there a blockage of the railway? It's also the same technology that would allow us to look at near misses at a city intersection or at highway intersections, near misses between vehicles and vehicle and people. Just to give you a taste of what our collaborative sensing looks like, this is a deployment we have in Montreal where 2 cameras are combining their views. Everything is again running anonymously on premise. Everything is privatized there, but 2 cameras combining their views to provide this cohesive top view of what's going on, where people have been, and where their projected trajectory is going. And finally, lastly, I'll end on that. We have a product that can count vehicle occupants from the roadside. This is to automate enforcement or of carpool lanes, or possibly do dynamic charging based on occupancy. We have the leading product on the market there. It's being tested in Israel, deployed in Virginia, in the United States, and also in Canada. our product can achieve 99.7% accuracy from the roadside in counting people. That's much higher accuracy rates than what's typically available today on the market. So these are just example products that we are building with our platform. I'd love to take some questions or set up separate meeting time. Thank you.
Thank you, Karim, and thanks for putting the effort on waking up so early today. I appreciate that. Now we are back to Europe again. Let me introduce last speaker, Jose Triano. He is the CEO of Hypervisoul. So Jose, yeah, give it a go.
Hello, thank you, Gonzalo. Hello, everybody. I share my screen with you. Can you see it well?
Yes, all good. Put it in full screen, please. Thanks.
Yes. Sorry for this. There we go. So I'm introducing Hypervisoul, which is a cooperative traffic management system for connected and automated vehicles. I may say that we are the most early stage startup here today, as we are only 1 month old. We are based in France, and the co-founders, we come from France, Spain, Chile, and the USA. We are a team of passionate people about the future of mobility with a lot of experience in the rail and road sector, and also in launching businesses in the AV industry. And we also have in the team a researcher from the MIT. The idea came like a kind of manifesto after working for years in the AV industry. We realized that the AV industry is not facing traffic complications in terms of extra time spent in traffic jams or road capacity optimization. Substituting human drivers by machines is not the solution to traffic complications. The problem with human drivers is that every one of us, when we drive, we have different strategies in terms of speed, acceleration, and braking. And the real solution to traffic is coordination and orchestration. We consider that the road digital transformation is good for this direction. The centralized and coordination and orchestration of traffic in heavy traffic situations is the real solution to traffic, instead of the different vehicle strategy that we have today. And we consider that the road needs to advance in a systematic approach like rail and air transport sectors did in the past. Concepts like V2I, V2V, or driving harmonization are old in these sectors. Our solution is a systematic structured traffic system for 100% autonomous or automated vehicles scenarios. From real-time data traffic, we create desirable traffic flow conditions consisting in sending to vehicles recommendations on speed and distancing, predicting downgrades in the roads, doing the lane balancing, and organizing traffic units like platoonings and swarms. Our solution is algorithmic. It's going to be vehicle agnostic. We are focusing a backend solution in order to be easily plug and play in existing traffic management control centers. We apply railway and air traffic organization to road. We organize road traffic in real time from real-time data, and we are going to be independent of a vehicle or road level of automation. I mean, we are considering in our product the possibility that level 5 of automation is not reached in vehicles, or even that the road is not automated at all. And the solution is easily adaptable to rail and air transport. We address the market of expected 45,000 automated and connected vehicles by 2025, and more than 100 million of expected automated vehicles by 2030. And to fit into the market today, we have split our product in two. Product number one is a digital twin in order to show our capacity of creating virtual slots and assigning vehicles to slots and managing these slots. We address with these simulations the regulators that are going to draft the digital road rules, but also the road operators that need to assess how this new traffic is going to impact in their roads. At the same time, we train an AI in order to take better decisions. And the product two is operating our models in the real world. We see ourselves as the missing piece to link all the stakeholders in the intelligent road sector. We are smart mobility experts with experience in the setting up and operating a new technology. And as we are young and new, we are looking for any kind of collaboration, from open innovation schemes till a community of advisors aware of the issue. So don't hesitate to contact us if you want to know more about our project. And thank you.
Thanks, Jose, and to all the speakers today. Unfortunately, we don't have more time, and no questions will be possible to do, but I hope we will manage to follow up offline. So this was it for the session. There will be more news about the IRF startup labeling next month, and we look forward also to receive more applications for the second edition that will start in summer 2022. Now I will pass now the floor to the last session of the conference.